everybody, Tony Pellegrino here with GenRight Off-Road, and everybody knows that rugged race radios are the way to go. And I just got this complete setup to put in my Aftershock Jeep JL. So I wanted to show everybody what it included. It's actually not that difficult. They've got a simple bracket that goes together, and this holds the main radio unit. So this is their M1, which is their newest radio unit. Comes with their microphone, a wiring harness, and then of course you get the cable, the antenna, you put that together, and then the mount for the antenna, which I'm going to hook onto our tire carrier. They offer a bunch of different mounts that you can put all over the place. They actually recommend that it be up front toward where the factory antenna is, and then a couple other brackets and all the necessary hardware. So we're going to show you how to do this. It's not that difficult. And then you've got a strong base radio in your vehicle that can talk for a long way. And for us, it helps us when we're out at the races and stuff to communicate with the car and our media people and other teams. So super, super good. Way better than the old CBs, that's for sure. So if you're in the market for a new radio, this is a great solution. So the first thing we're going to do is try and mount this bracket. And to do that, it says you got to pop out this little plastic cap. So I just got a tool that can dig that out of there. Underneath of it is a 10mm bolt. So we're going to go ahead and pop that out. They've designed this bracket pretty clever. So it's the exact right length to catch underneath the seat pump. So you slide this underneath, just kind of line up the hole again, and it's already captured on this other side. Slide this bolt back in, cap back in, and that part's done. All right, so a couple important things I want to mention. We've attached the radio bracket to the main bracket, and I chose to put the button head bolts in this way because they're the ones that are going to back up to the dash, so I don't want the nuts digging into the dash. This will allow me to get the radio in here and get this whole assembly clipped on. Now I'm going to move this all the way over till it's flush and tighten it into place, and that'll put the radio right up where I want it. So the bracket gives you several different positions you can angle the radio at. I'm going to start in this middle position, and then if I need to, I'll change it once in the Jeep. So the bracket that's holding the radio has these slots built into it so that you can slide the two carriage bolts that we have preloaded in this bracket right through. So we're going to go ahead and you just hold them up with your finger, and then they'll lock right in, and then we can tighten them down with a wrench. This puts the radio right in the perfect position. Okay, we're standing here looking at the under hood of a Jeep JL or JT. And the way Rugged wants you to do it is they want you to pull a plastic cap on this side of the firewall, run the wires up through that channel there and over the battery. We got a different system because we're going to run our antenna off the back instead of on the side like they do. And so we're going to pull the power cables right through a grommet on this side and then run our antenna wire back. We've just pulled the wires up. We're going to put some new ends on and attach them to the battery. All right, so just like the floor mats, Jeep put these things on the carpet so it's easy to get back here and hide all the cables. So you just reach back here, slide that off, and you got plenty of room for everything back there. The radio antenna runs on a special kind of cable with a plug that first pushes in a little bit and then you thread it on. It's very important to connect this antenna before you transmit with this radio or you stand a chance to blow it up. All right, there's another cable with a label on it that says mandatory. We're going to go ahead and plug that in now. So this plug has a little groove in it. You need to find the groove, line that up, and then this will plug right on there. So the rest of the antenna cable, we're going to run, while we got the carpet down, run it around, stick it underneath the plastic and run it all the way back. You do not want this wire coiled up. It'll reduce its efficiency and ability to broadcast. So when this is all done, you're going to want to stretch this out and use as much of this wire as you can all the way to the back. All right, so you just lift this little mount finger up slide it down, and then tighten this onto the tube. This is a very, very clever billet radio antenna mount from Rugged. And then you screw on these other two pieces, which are the base, and then this little guy goes on the bottom of it. So you take this off. Be careful here because there's a nylon washer on the bottom. This slides up from the bottom. Thread this back on. And you'll take the right size wrench and crank that down on there. And then you just thread your antenna on right here. And this baby is ready to go. You want to be very careful to lift this up and get the antenna wire tucked through here. This antenna wire cannot get smashed. There's two separate elements inside there that if they touch, it's going to short out the antenna and eventually your radio. So you got to make sure this gets routed in a way that when you close everything up, it's free and clear. All right, so they gave us a cool skosh mount. I love these things. We're going to go ahead and peel the back and stick it right here. And this magnetic mount is set up for the back of the Rugged microphones. Now you just need to find the key on this and plug in this little guy. Once you plug it in, there's a little collar you screw down to make sure that it's all the way in. So when you get a chance, check one of these out for your JL or JT. It's the same mounting setup. This is a great way to go for a bass radio, and everybody has switched over to this style. So you're gonna wanna get this. It's gonna help you communicate with your friends and family out on the trail, and I know you're gonna love it.